Welcome to my boyfriend's rant.
Welcome. Today we're going to talk about transgenders. And what are your thoughts on transgenders?
No, I want to hear your thoughts.
My thoughts, but I don't have anything against it.
No, you said something differently. Nothing against it, but
Oh, that I think it's bullshit?
Why is it bullshit?
Being a transgender?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is my opinion. Number one, like, people who get a sex change, I think last time I read the suicide rate is really high. That's like the first thing off the bat, so there's something wrong with that. So clearly,
After they get a sex change.
after they get a sex, so the void isn't filled after you get a sex change. Now, obviously, you could say it's hormonal because they, say for instance, you're a man your whole life, so basically you've got testosterone pumping through your body. You've been on steroids your whole life.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a man, so then you're radically altering your endocrine system because besides getting boobs, getting your testicles removed, now you have to pump hormones in your body to give you feminine features, right? But your hormones are dictated in your pituitary glands in your head, which is located basically in your brain. Okay, so your hormones. Obviously, there's some type of chemical. I'm not a neurologist, but it's clearly there's some type of chemical imbalance going on. So, anyways, the point is, the suicide rate tends to go up. So, and it's not that I have anything against it, but I think the act of wanting to become switch sexes is more of a psychological issue. Some type of.
It starts psychologically. They don't feel like they're a man or a woman. A man that's transgender doesn't feel like he's a man, but a woman. And do you know why the suicide rate goes up after the sex change?
I'm sure there's a variety of reasons. Obviously, society, environmental reasons, society.
Yeah, I'm sure.
The cultural reasons, the family. I'm sure there's a lot of reasons why it goes up. I'm sure it's not just clearly psychological or physiological. But what I'm trying to say is, it's like I think it's like a mental or a psychological. What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to get at. I want to know why you think
like a disorder. It's a disorder. There we go. Like a disorder.
So is gay being is that a disorder?
No, your sexual preference has nothing to do with anything.
I'm asking, why would you say someone's gay?
That's just a matter of sexual preference.
Okay, so what's the difference between that and being transgender?
The same reasons. So it's like saying, it's like some type of delusion. It's like saying, well, I want to be, I want to, maybe not as extreme, but let's say I want to be a cosplay character. Or I think I was born to be an animal or something like that. And you dress up as a fucking kangaroo. That's extreme. That's an extreme example. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But there's clearly a psychological disorder. Like the same way, for instance, right now, Japan has a problem with low birth rates. Because
hold on, let me ask you real quick. Do you think that the butch dyke is a bullshitter, not because she likes women, but because she's butch and acts like a man?
There's too many reasons why it could be a butch dyke. It could be because, again, hormones. You tend to, produce more. I guess you tend to, like a personality trait, right? You tend to be more dominant, display more masculine features. It could be because you were abused as a child. It could be for many reasons why you're a butch dyke. But they're still women. At the end, they still consider themselves a woman. They just want to. It could be.
Physically, they're women.
But they consider themselves women. They're lesbians. That's the point there. Now, they might be feminist, and they're just socially dominant, and it could be an ego thing, they just want to be. I'm just as good as a man. It could be some of that feminism too. It could be many things, but that's a different topic. I'm talking about transgenders. And I'm not talking about like people who cross dress either. That's another thing in itself. I'm talking about transgenders, like when people who think that I I was supposed to be born a woman. It's like, okay. Or it's like someone saying, I feel, like a white person saying, I feel like I'm black. Like I'm supposed to be, I was born, I
Like that
identify a
woman that
lot.
made headlines, I can't remember her
Yeah, I
name
forgot
right
her
now.
name. Yeah, it's one thing to identify a lot with the culture and like, or a specific ethnic group or a race. Another thing is saying that I feel I'm supposed to be born X, Y, Z. What other animal? What other creature in the animal kingdom does that? Like saying, it's like a hippo saying I was supposed to be born a zebra or something like that. To me, it's a disorder. It's a disorder, clearly, because there's so much that goes into it for you to become a woman or a man in the first place. You have to go the complete opposite direction, right? And it's just the psychology behind it. So, for instance, let's say you're a man, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're Bruce Jenner.
Mm-hmm.
Just call it what it is. You're Bruce fucking Jenner, and you want to become Caitlyn Jenner. Great. You have the money, you have the resources, and you become Caitlyn Jenner. Okay, great. Now Caitlyn Jenner wants to compete in the Olympics again, but this time she wants to compete in the women's division, whatever her sport was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she could. I'm not saying that she's a woman now. 100%, she's a woman. Okay, but her joints are man joints. Her shoulders are man shoulder. Right. Essentially, she was on testosterone or fucking steroids since she was born until she decided to become a woman. Obviously, she doesn't produce as much as a man now, not even a percentage of what she used to have. But she has a clear physical advantage over every other woman. There's clear physiological and biological differences between a man and a woman. Even when it comes to things like coordination, eyesight, things that just evolve within time.
Coordination and eyesight?
Yeah, yeah. No, because there's a lot. There's a lot. I'm not saying that every woman's uncoordinated or doesn't have any good eyesight. There's probably.
I'm fucking blind.
Yeah, but you can have women who has a better coordination than I do, like a dancer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Has better coordination than I do. But all in all, like on a large scale, if you weigh it out, the best of the best, maybe men have more acute vision simply because 10,000 years ago, they were the hunters. They needed that acute vision. They needed to develop certain physical traits to adapt to their environment. And women adopted other ones to adapt to their social needs and physical needs at the time. Okay?
Like what?
I don't know, like what? Like but maybe better communication skills, right? No, I'm serious. Like, so if it's 10,000 BC and you're out in the wild and you're foraging, right? You need to be able to communicate. Hey, don't grab this, grab that.
Mm-hmm.
Social bonds between the kids, like knitting the tribe together, right? Men too. I'm not saying men didn't do this, but maybe men tend to, if you were out and about a few days trying to take down a fucking woolly mammoth, maybe there wasn't much talking going on, because you don't want to alert the other predators. So, you're not saying that it's things overlap clearly, right? Clearly, there's women who are very well coordinated and kick everyone's ass, and there's a lot of that too. There's overlap. There's a lot of overlap in life.
Well, we're digressing now. So back to the transgender.
So if you're a transgender, I think it can be a psychological disorder.
I don't know if I'd go as far as calling it a disorder.
You don't think it's not? Why not?
A disorder?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why
I just
not?
feel I don't know because I can't disassociate the being gay and transgender. How I don't feel like being gay is a choice. I don't think that transgender is a choice. I think it's ridiculous when you go as far as calling yourself a fucking dog or going into cosplay or saying, I feel like I should have been born black. I think that's stupid.
Why is that stupid? If you feel that you identify with this particular ethnic group, race, or this mythological character, whatever it is, you have this deep reserve for this feeling that you know in your heart you're supposed to be born black or Korean or whatever per se. Why is that? Why is that stupid? And why is I'm supposed to be born a blonde woman with blue eyes? Not stupid. Why?
I don't know about blonde woman with
And what
blue
does
eyes. It's just
what does sexual preference have to do with anything? A sexual preference is just preference. It's just that in that you can make an argument for it being physiological.
right. But
Because
okay, so
if you're
you
gay,
can be gay, you can be a woman, and with like you have those categories, right? You have like the lipstick lesbian, that's the woman that likes
but being
other
gay is not a
women.
choice.
But
Choosing to change your sex is a choice.
it's how you associate yourself. Why is it that gay men can be super flamboyant
But one has
and
nothing.
have tendencies that women would have and act as women?
One has nothing to do with the other.
No, it does, because that's like the beginning of someone crossing over to be fucking transgender.
Okay, being a flamboyant gay dude. Okay.
What makes them act that way?
That could be hormonal. That could just clearly be a hormonal thing, and you can make an argument for that. But what I'm trying to say is, let's say you're not a flamboyant gay dude, just a manly gay guy who likes sports. Right? You like to play fucking tennis and sports, and you like to ride your bike, and you like
But
to
you're a
work
manly
out.
gay guy that wants to be a woman
No.
and continue dating women?
No, we're talking two different things now. Being gay is sexual preference is based on sexual arousal. If you don't get aroused by a woman, if you can't get a hard on by a chick, and you get aroused, sexually aroused, where your heart rate goes up, while your pupils dilate when you see another man, you can't control that. It's physiological. That's something you cannot physiologically control, right? You just want to tear buttholes up all day. That's great. That's physiological. That's a preference, a nature, if you will, whatever, God. That's how you were born. Choosing to change your sex is a matter of choice, and there's a lot of steps that go along the way to do so. By the time you're a full-blown woman, it took like 5 years. You know what I mean? That's not. It's a choice. It is a choice because now it's just taboo to say that.
The choice is actually going through with it. But the choice is not whether you feel like you're a woman or a man or not. Like, that's not the choice. The same way that it's not a choice whether you get aroused by a dick or a vagina.
Okay, getting aroused is physiological. You can measure it. You can measure it. Wanting to be a cosplay character, change your sex, implant fucking horns on your head, all those things, to me, cross the line more towards disorder. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. I'm just saying they should investigate. They should research more into it, because this is a new trend, a new phenomenon. It's socially accepted, and it's great that it's socially accepted, but you should not nullify the fact that they shouldn't do some research in it and say, wait a second, could this possibly be
I
a
didn't realize
disorder?
that this conversation was going to go that far, but there's a documentary, I think it's on Netflix, that I had told you about, that showed when children are born, the clitoris can either become the head of the dick or the clit. So when a child's born, they have a little ruler, right? That if the clit is too big and it goes past that little mark, then what they'll do is that they'll cut it and they make the child a female. If it's longer, it's a boy. They gauge it. The thing is that these kids are growing up being addressed as a boy, so to say, or a female, when they're really actual little boys, because of the way that they were created in the womb. And the only thing that determined, okay, let's say a female, the clit wasn't big enough to be a dick, but it was too long to be a clit, so they cut it based on this little ruler. And this child grows up as a girl, but hormonally and in their mind, they've always associated themselves as a fucking boy. And then later come to find out, years later, that that's what happened to them, and they become transgender.
Okay, but that's overlap, and that there's an argument to be made for that, and there's a surgical procedure done at birth, So that's a different beast. You're talking about something different. I'm not talking
I
about that. I'm talking about you were born a boy. Clearly you had a penis, or vice versa. You had a vagina. It was clear. There was no. It was too small. We don't know. Let's fuck it. Let's make it a girl.
So you don't think that hormonally something can be going on where they feel like they associate themselves more as a fucking girl?
Exactly. Okay, but if there's hormonally something going on, right? Let's say there was a technology where you can measure. We have a hormonal imbalance, and you can pinpoint it to the T. So we go back to flamboyant gay men that act like women,
Mm-hmm.
too womanly, more feminine than feminine,
Mm-hmm.
and they go, hey, listen, we can give you this shot where you will, you're gonna, we're gonna alter your hormones. We're gonna bring you back down to levels you're quote unquote supposed to be in and within this range,
Mm-hmm.
and it might change. You'll still have the same sexual preference, but it's gonna calm down that whatever that imbalance is, if you will. Okay, I don't know if that's good or bad, but what I'm saying is there's an imbalance, and then you have to acknowledge the fact that there was something physiologically wrong with you, an imbalance. Okay, so that's the case, and if you flipped it on the other end of the spectrum, you go, okay, you think not saying that you're going to have hermaphrodite or some one-off situation like that where there's overlap. I'm talking about where, okay, you think you're clearly born a boy, or you're clearly born a girl. Clearly, there's no doubts. But for whatever reason, you think, or you came to the conclusion that your life was to be the life of a woman, and you're 45 years old, and you go through just an immense surgical procedure. Yeah, I think that crosses borderline disorder at some point. That wasn't addressed, and it could have been something in your childhood. It could have been a number of things. Now, obviously, psychology hasn't developed enough yet to pinpoint that. Maybe even neuroscience, but I think there's something to be said for that. I'm not saying that they shouldn't do it. I'm not saying they should be outlawed, right? But I am saying that they should also ask the question: is this a disorder? Could this be a disorder? You know. And if it is a disorder, and if it was treatable, so let's say you wanted to become a man, but then I come to you and go, hey, listen, maybe you don't. Like this is what it's called, what you have, and I could fix this with this pill or this shot or this therapy. Would you do it?
Wow.
What?
A magic pill? You would say if you would ask someone, would you take this pill to make it fix it? It's
no, not pill. This is a completely theoretical situation. That's like saying before there was bipolar disorder. Well, oh no, he just woke up in a bad mood, and you think you're normal your whole life, right? You think you're walking around, you think you're fine, but it turns out no, you're bipolar. You have something for real. There's some imbalance in your head, and you need this. And then they take this medication, and it's like holy shit.
I think people that are bipolar know they're bipolar.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is there was a point in history when you were bipolar, or you were schizophrenic, or you were whatever, or you had any disorder. Now, granted, I'll give you this. I think there's too many disorders. I think a lot of them are overrated and overblown. But like the ones that are not overrated and overblown, well, it'd be like bipolar disorder. There's a point in history where that wasn't a disorder. It was just, oh, that fucker's crazy, or that guy's whatever,
Mm-hmm.
or he's short-tempered. He woke up on the wrong side of bed. But then, once it was diagnosed and pinpointed, then it became treatable. And it was like, okay, you know what I mean? It became a disorder. It wasn't just a personality trait at that point. Now, I'm not saying that being a transgender, it could not be that. It could be maybe some deeper esoteric reason where you were born in your soul, if you will, was a woman's or a man's soul. I don't know how you can quantify or prove that, but let's just say, for the sake of argument, in order in order for you to disqualify that, what I'm trying to say is, in order for you to disqualify that, let's say you go, okay, I'm going to prove to you it's not a disorder. Okay, you have to at least start to research and say, okay, ask the question: is this a disorder? And then you do the science, you do the research, and if it's not, then great, it's not a disorder.
So you think you're born with this disorder?
I think maybe I'm born with it. Maybe there's a childhood trauma. Maybe there's a bunch of fucking things.
So when children start or wanting to dress of the opposite sex or do things of the opposite sex, you think there was some sort of trauma or some sort of social influence?
I don't know. I don't know if they were, again, I'm not qualified to talk about it, but maybe.
But you're calling it a disorder.
I say it could possibly be a disorder. I said, in my opinion, I lean towards disorder more than I lean towards the natural course of things, or something that's completely. It's not taboo anymore. That's for sure, because it's becoming more mainstream. But just because something mainstream doesn't make it okay, doesn't make it right. Like there's a point, for instance, in the 80s where the war on drugs was mainstream and everybody thought that it was okay to incarcerate people for fucking 80 years for having marijuana on them. Clearly that's not the case anymore. It's like, oh, there's something wrong with this. I'm not saying that there's something wrong with being a transgender. What I'm saying is, in order to disqualify the fact that it's not a disorder, you have to first ask the question, is this a disorder? And if it is, what constitutes a disorder? Let's research. If the science comes out, the data comes out, it's not a disorder, I'm on board with whatever the professionals say, the scientists say, the neurologists say. Right? But in my opinion, from what I see, I think I lean towards disorder more than, something that's, oh, no, you're fine. You're fine. Your faculties are all good. You
I think it's something you're born with. And even though you say it's sexual preference, the same way that you don't choose whether you're attracted to male or female, you don't choose how you associate yourself. Like, for example, look, high profile. The first child of Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful little girl.
Mm-hmm.
Wants to be a little boy.
Mm-hmm.
And as free as Angelina and Brad Pitt are, they let her do, or him, whatever he wants in that sense to be able to express himself or herself. I don't even know what would be the appropriate way of, addressing them. But since tiny, it's always been, I'm a boy, I'm a boy, I'm a boy. And you see the child now, and it's a girl, but she's always followed that pattern of being a boy.
Didn't Will Smith's kid do something like that too? Where, I don't know if he wanted to be transgender, but something he didn't want to be addressed as a gender. He wanted to be like neither a he or a she.
That I think is fucking ridiculous. At that point, I think that's fucking stupid, because there's always going to be a fucking he or a she. There's no, I'm just a person. That to me is beyond fucking ridiculous. I think that's taking it to a whole nother level. The same way that I would be like, I grew up, or, I want to be a fucking dog, and I've always associated myself as a fucking dog. I mean, if you're doing it since you were small, maybe, I don't know if there would be an argument there where your fucking 2-year-old is always barking.
I don't know. Listen, I don't know Will Smith's kid. I don't know fucking Brad Pitt's little girl. This is what I do see.
That documentary on Netflix does tell you about kids, though, and the way that they associate themselves.
Yeah, but what I see, though, is usually with high-profile kids, like like the kid, like the sons and daughters of celebrities. I don't know why there seems to be a lot of dysfunction and chaos in their lives. Like Whitney Houston's daughter was out partying with her when she was 14. There's something to be said about that. And I can't even imagine what it's like to grow up and be Brad Pitt's daughter or son. It must be it must be normal to them, but surreal at the same time, because you don't have. I can't imagine them having a normal upbringing. Plus your dad's an actor, and actors are fucking crazy. Actors are fucking crazy to begin with. So that's like, I don't know. We have to nullify that argument.
Okay.
I'm talking about like the everyday average, middle class person.
Because
celebrities don't fucking. they don't count for this right now. You know,
Okay,
they're fucking
so
weird. Every time you like interview a celebrity, they're out of their god. They say the craziest shit. They don't know what the. No.
keeping it on the topic of transgender, and I'm looking for this woman's name. I think her first name was Jasmina or Jasmine, but she's a Republican running for Congress in California. Keeping it on transgender, but not necessarily whether it's a disability or not, how do you feel about how society responds to transgenders?
How society responds to transgender? I think you have to be reasonable. Like, so for instance, I think that you should have, as far as like rights are concerned, like the right to vote and the right to pursue happiness. Or is that your question? Or
No, how society accepts you. So you didn't see this video.
Should they accept you?
This woman was in California. This congresswoman, whatever, or running for Congress. She's at a restaurant in California. Turns on her fucking phone. Probably goes live on some bullshit, and starts harassing this transgender that was in the woman's bathroom.
What did she say?
She was like banging on the stall, and she was, like, get out, and you're a man. And then it was very ignorant. It was ignorant, and it was.
How does she know? Wait, I'm sorry to interrupt you. How does she know she?
Because she had walked into the bathroom, and I guess at the same time, the transgender was getting into the stall.
I mean, but did she look like Andre the Giant? Or was it like
you can tell that it was a man dressed as a woman.
It was a man dressed as a woman. Did the person have the surgery done where they had their penis removed?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, it didn't go that far. The point is that the way that she reacted was absolutely horrible. Like, she even went as far as pulling out her pepper spray and talking about how this shit only happens in California, and had to call the manager. And this poor person is in the bathroom trying to use the bathroom. The fucking manager went into the bathroom to try to get him out. This lady's causing a scene, like making everyone that's at the restaurant watch, and then would go sit down and is still recording. And then she felt like she didn't have enough, so she would get back up, and she was like, I'm just gonna wait till they get out of the bathroom. And like it was just really fucking ugly.
No.
Picking on this person. I mean, obviously that woman had absolutely no class.
It was a video?
Yeah, she recorded it herself.
I would have to see the video. I would have to see the video to pass judgment on that. This is what I will say, though. I mean, I'm going to play the devil's advocate.
But why would you need to watch the video pass judgment on someone being a complete dickhead and calling someone out in the bathroom?
Let me finish my point. Obviously, this is where I'm going at with this. Okay. I'd have to see the video, but if she reacted the way you said she's reacting, she's totally inappropriate, and that's 100% wrong, and obviously that's just not incorrect to do. That's a terrible thing to do. That was a total
douchebag.
Yeah, that's a douchey thing to do. But to put it in perspective here, okay, it's you have to be reasonable with things. Okay, so for instance, like, we live in Miami, okay? If you go down to South Beach, there's some fucking freaks at night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you are a chick and you're 5'2" and you weigh 120 pounds and you're going into Club Live, or you're going into Mansions, some fucking weird dive bar down in Miami Beach where there's 3 stalls, okay, and you're going to use a urinal, and in comes in a fucking 6'7" guy that looks like LeBron James with a blonde wig on, like drunk off its ass, it's going to be a little bit intimidating, to say the least, Like, under those circumstances, because I've seen it, because I've seen it where it can make you uncomfortable, like, where it's like, whoa, this is weird, and you're in a bathroom with your pants down, and this guy's got a fucking 8-inch cock. Like, it's not, I'm not saying.
Are you saying for women it's uncomfortable?
In certain settings like that, like the one I'm painting for you here, this is a real setting, because you could go down a major city down Freak Street. That's a real fucking thing.
No, I know. I've been in the bathroom with them.
Okay, hold on. Now, if you have like a cross-dresser, like a RuPaul-looking type of guy, whatever, and he's and you feel that the ambiance is friendly, and she's crazy, and she's going, I'm just going to put my makeup on with you, girl, and you're having a good time. Of course not. Let her use the bathroom. You know what I mean?
I don't understand the difference between the first reference and the second.
Okay, the first and the second references, there's some people who are fucking crazy, you know? And the second reference is like, okay, this is just, a dude, but he's flamboyant. He's just, he's doing his thing, and
I don't understand the difference between the first and the second is what I'm telling you. What was the first?
That you have to feel out. What I'm trying to say is you have to feel out the situation a bit and take it for what it is. Well, obviously, if there's a video and the person was like the second reference where they're just very flamboyant coming in, you can kind of feel that, no, this is like this is a cross-dresser, a real transgender person, or whatever the case may be. I think that's uncalled for. Let him use a bathroom is not hurting anybody. The first reference
It's just some random guy wearing a wig.
It's like a mentally ill person, or a person who's on some type of drug or something like that, who's coming in with the wig, who's cross-dressing. Because I've seen it, because I've seen it, like in when you go to dive bars, when you go to places on the beach.
But you're talking about something that's like not so fucking common. And I mean, granted, we live in Miami, but you also kind of have to know where you're at and be prepared for the situations that you could potentially get into, because you already know what the environment is. Like, we know this already. We know what the fuck you're gonna get into when you start going to all these crazy clubs out here. I am talking about when you walk into a fucking Denny's or any other place. Like, I mean, you don't have to come up with a nightlife.
No, but I mean, I'm saying like perspective here. Yeah, if you're going into a Denny's and it's like it's a quote unquote transgender person and they're going to use the woman's stall. I mean, it's a stall. It's not like you're going to see them fucking take a piss, whatever. Yeah, let them pee.
But that's not what people are fearing. Like, their fears are potential rape. Or, there's a bare dick while my bare vagina's out, and there's only a partition covering, separating us.
Number one, there's stalls. Number two, it's going to be a generational thing. Like, eventually, as this becomes more mainstream and less taboo, it's going to go, it's going to die down, and it's going to be something more accepted, socially accepted. There's still going to be, you're still going to have your ignorant people. Look, you still have your ignorant people towards black people, right? The segregation ended fucking almost 40 years ago. But you still have bullshit. You still have people who are prejudiced and xenophobic and tribal, and they don't like anything that's different. That's not going to go away, and you can't cure that. That woman's a douchebag, 100%. 100% douchebag. I agree. But sometimes there's situations where I could understand where a woman could feel 100% uncomfortable, like uncomfortable. It could still be taboo, where it kind of throws you off a bit and you're skittish about certain things. I'm not saying it's right, but it's just a natural reaction. Now, that congresswoman is just a fucking douchebag. But I can see the other things have to grow on you, Like, if sometimes things are socially taboo and you have to get accustomed to. You can't expect somebody who, as a matter of like, in your society, in your neighborhood, in your culture, and then from one year after the other, just accept it. No, it's like it's still taboo, especially if you're brought up a certain way. You kind of have to like ease into things. And I'm not saying that woman is right. I'm just saying that, like, fuck, man. What's a transgender? What qualifies you as a transgender legally?
I don't know. I don't know what the legal aspect of it is. I don't know. I don't know if you have to go through with the entire sex change, like to change your reproductive organs, so to say, in order to be legally considered transgender. I don't.
I mean, the solution to that is very simple. Just have unisex bathrooms. Have a bathroom where it's like a unisex bathroom or whatever, any sex.
Yeah, that's what people are. Yeah, that's what it's like, gender neutral bathrooms, where it's like, we don't care who you are. Here's a toilet. Here's a urinal. Knock yourself out.
Yeah, and if you want to have it where it's like shared, like men and women can go in, then that's by all means, go right ahead, do your thing. You know, you could have it like one side of the stalls are
But
full.
not everyone thinks like that.
You know, but you have
They
to
want to
understand.
keep it as women and men.
I wonder why they do that. Why would you think they keep bathrooms like for women and men? Well, I'll tell you one thing: men's bathrooms are way fucking dirtier. Like, can you imagine? Like, you just go to the bathroom, you're in a stall, and next to you's like a trucker taking a giant shit.
Listen,
You got a giant dump.
I've had to walk into men's bathrooms before, and I agree with you that they're disgusting. But I feel that women are a million times worse than men.
No, I get
No,
it. I get
women's
it.
bathrooms are a million times worse because they squat and they don't know how to squat or hover over the toilet, so you literally end up with piss all over the toilet seat and all over the floor. It's fucking disgusting.
Like, guys don't know how to aim. They'll take shits and they don't know how to flush.
So we're both equally fun.
Yeah, both equally fucked. Doesn't even matter. Just fuck it. Just make it open. Make it open bathrooms. Again, I don't even know why there's different. Again, you should just have unisex bathrooms, and that's that. You know, or you have something like a private bathroom. You know, if the establishment can provide it. We're like, you know what? I don't want a man to be here. I don't want a fucking dude to be here. Like, you know, like there's some dudes that get uncomfortable like in stalls, like when you're taking a fucking piss, and then a guy comes up next to you and wants to have a conversation. You know.
Is that a real thing? I thought that only happens in movies.
Yeah, and then there's this common law or like this untold rule where you just look straight ahead, you know, and you're talking straight ahead.
Yeah, because you're not going to look down at someone else's dick.
Wait, no, it's not to look down, but you know, look to your left, you look to your right. You guys are just kind of, you know, like looking straight ahead, and it's a little bit awkward.
You don't want to make eye contact while
you
you're
don't
holding
want to,
your
yeah,
dick.
you don't want to make eye contact while you're holding your dick, and it makes it a little bit awkward. Some guys choose to go to the stalls to avoid all that bullshit. You know, so I can understand where some people are like, you know what, I just want privacy in the bathroom. You know, so think of it this way. Imagine as a dude, you know, it makes it awkward to go hold your dick while you're pissing in the urinal. And there's another dude coming in and he's just making small talk. Right? And a lot of guys can attest to that. They listen to this, they'll be like, oh, yeah, I have to go to the toilet. I want to avoid all that awkward shit. You know what I mean? Or stupid ass conversation. So.
And if you're the guy that has small talk, don't fucking do it.
And that's just with average dudes. So the extreme of that spectrum comes a transgender into the bathroom, you know, to take the piss right next to the same stall to the regular guy who already made you uncomfortable in the first place. So now you add something that's still socially taboo, you amplify it by a million. You know,
that's why they use the women's bathroom.
Okay, but so it applies for the women still because women. Think about this for a second. Look how uncomfortable, I can only imagine how uncomfortable it is to be a woman, like a pretty girl with high heels going into work every day. You walk by, you're walking down the street, men are gawking at you. They're hitting on you. You walk up the elevator.
It's
you
horrible.
sit down to the bank. The guy's looking at you. Someone makes a move. It's like it's non-stop fucking harassment all fucking day. Dick getting slammed at you left and right. You're like, God damn, here we go again. Okay? The one time of the day you have time to like, oh, let me breathe a little bit. I'm going to go in this bathroom. I'm going to take a piss. In comes, I'm not saying that is right or wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm just saying, comes a transgender person. Nice, perfectly nice human being. Minding his, I just want to take a piss. But I just feel that I'm a woman and I have the right to use this bathroom. I just haven't had the surgery yet. You know what I mean? But I'm a woman. You know, and this chick who's been going through this bullshit all fucking day, who's already skittish as it is like, fuck. You know what I mean? It could be. I'm not saying it's right.
But why would she say fuck? The only reason she would say fuck is if the transgender was hitting on her.
Because, again, maybe once you get to know the transgender person...
No, baby. Listen, this is where I have to stop you because I'm a woman, you're a man, and you have absolutely no idea what you're talking about right now.
You mean to tell me some women wouldn't feel uncomfortable? Some women would not feel uncomfortable?
Not after the scenario that you just explained of being harassed and hit on by fucking men. And then all of a sudden goes to the bathroom and there's a transgender that's trying to pee. You think that we give a fuck that there's a transgender in the fucking bathroom? Unless that man comes in dressed as a woman and says, damn, girl, let me fucking hit that. Or can I get your phone number? Or acts as your typical, you know, man in that scenario that was harassing and hitting on her the entire day.
Well, I
don't give a fuck. Well, now, if I'm in the bathroom and I have a trucker coming in, then absolutely not. I don't want that fucking guy in the bathroom with me. But if a man comes in dressed as a fucking woman, I don't give a shit. Go ahead, P. Do what you gotta do.
Well,
And if you're going to try to rape me, you're going to come into the bathroom anyways.
Touche. Guess you got me on that one.
But seriously, though, like, think about it.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Never mind. That's a shitty example. No, you're right. Now that I think about it, yeah, you're right. No, that's a bad example. I meant more towards the, not that you think that she's gonna hit on you, not because I think that she's a bad person. Just one of those. It's still awkwardly taboo.
But
and it's just one of the things you still have to get used to.
You know where I would see it awkward? Women's bathrooms, we don't have urinals where we're standing up to pee. Like, our genitalia isn't out to the world. So, you're going into a stall, right? You're not going to see anything. What is the problem? Now, I can see how a transgender woman that wants to be a man, how awkward that can be for everyone in that situation. For her to, like, what is she going to do? Pull down her pants, open her legs, and try to adjust her vagina to try to pee as a man? Or walk into the stall because she still hasn't had the sex change? Like, that I can see how it could be uncomfortable for. But for a man to walk in to the women's bathroom, listen, if it has to be, like, some sort of, like, safety precaution, like, oh, I'm scared that he's going to do something. Any creeper that honestly wanted to do something to you in the bathroom will either follow you in there regardless or be waiting for you in the fucking bathroom stall.
Well, let me say something. For the record, I don't give a fuck if you're transgender and I'm taking a piss next to you. All right? If you want to talk to me, talk to me. If you don't, you don't. I really don't give. I give zero fucks about all that. Again, I'm playing devil's advocate here. That's what I'm doing. Like, I really don't give a shit, to be honest with you. Like, or if you want to become a woman or a man, the only time, if you want to be a woman, you're a man, you want to be a woman, you want to change your sex, I'm all for it. You should have every right as a woman. You shouldn't be discriminated against. I do think they should do research on it as far as, like, is it a disorder? Okay? I lean towards yes. I could be wrong, though. The science could be out on it now, and I haven't read an article. So
I think you're born that way.
Again, I don't know. Show me the research. Show me the science, right? But
to find that
yeah, and if I'm wrong, well, fuck me. I'm wrong. Whatever. I'm wrong. Fuck it. The only time I think those rights, quote unquote, should not or ever apply is in athletics. Period. Because in athletics, there's undeniable biological and physical advantages if you were a man who became a woman
that
you cannot change. It's like if you told me today, like, okay, let's be real here.
Yeah, like, I don't want to wrestle a man.
A man. Exactly. So if let's say you do jiu-jitsu, right? Okay, you do jiu-jitsu. No, well, maybe not jiu-jitsu because it's the gentle art. Boxing. You were a man and you were a boxer for 20 years, and then you decided to become a woman and continue fighting. But now you want to compete in women's boxing. Granted, your hormones aren't the same, but your shoulder, the size of your shoulder, the fast twitch muscle fibers, the timing, the coordination, the speed, all those things that you were on for 20, it's like boxing a fucking man. It is boxing a man.
That I agree with.
It's like a woman who took, when women take anabolic steroids, the effects are not reversed. When a man takes steroids, the effects are reversible. So in other words, you shrink in size, you go back to normal, your body starts, your testosterone drops, but eventually you start producing testosterone little by little, and you kind of shrink back to a normal size. When a woman takes testosterone, she takes an anabolic steroid, the effects are irreversible. You stay. The more you take, the more pronounced the effects. Okay. So,
is it true that their clits grow?
Yes. No, not like crazy, but if you take a lot of steroids, it can grow substantially. Yes. So professional women's bodybuilders, that's why they have masculine man features, because of all the testosterone you're injecting in your body.
By the way, what I meant to say earlier about the cutting of a clitoris, I think it was when little girls are born that their clitoris is too long, so they cut it. But because it didn't fully evolve into the penis, so they associate themselves as boys. I don't think it's the other way around, though.
But again, I think that's the exception, and I think that is an argument to be made for that. Absolutely, but I'm not talking about that.
No, 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 I know. It's just that earlier I had said, like, little girls associate themselves as boys, which is right, but not little boys
Yeah,
associate themselves as girls.
that's different. That's reasonable, and that's totally reasonable. And I could accept that, of course. But again, that's where the rights. Should you have the right to like compete in a woman's sport? At that point, or a man, whatever, vice
No,
versa.
no, because you already have that advantage.
That's what I'm saying though. So that's where the rights should be, reconsidered, if you will. And there's people who disagree with that, which I find fucking
Well,
crazy
yeah,
because
because those are also those crazy off the wall, way off to the left that
exactly.
also say that there
But
shouldn't be a he or she. You're just a person.
but
Like,
exactly.
what the fuck does that even mean?
But you can't suspend reality so it could fit your narrative because you're a social justice warrior. Like no, there's certain things that are undeniable objective truths, right? There's male and female. That's an objective truth,
Mm-hmm.
right? You have ovaries. Your man has testicles. There's a sign. There's a medical. There's a medical here. There's a physiological process to how your body works that's different from my body. That's been studied over for hundreds of years now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's called medical science. That's what it is. Like you don't dispute gravity. The Earth isn't flat, you dumb motherfucker. It's fucking round, you stupid fuck.
I hope we don't have any flat earthers
you
listening
dumb flat
to
earther
us.
motherfucker, you stupid fucking asshole. Like this is the jury's out on this one, you fuck. So it's the same thing. It's the same fucking thing. Like why? This is not an argument. Like,
You have to try. You have to watch videos of people trying to debunk the world's like not being flat. Oh, it's the fucking funniest thing in the world when they come up with their own like home experiments.
How about this, you stupid fuck? Put your 3D glasses on next time there's a solar eclipse and go outside and see the shadow of the fucking Earth and tell me what shape it is. You dumb fucking stupid fuck. You know that you get me. So that's what I'm trying to say. Do not suspend reality. I'm not saying it's wrong to want to be a woman. I'm just saying, is it a disorder? Like, look at the science. Like, is the science out on this one? Like, someone research, some like fucking Carl Jung, whoever the fuck you are, research this. Nietzsche, Freud.
I'm sure there's
gotta be.
There has to be studies. We just obviously didn't do too much homework or research before we started talking about this.
Exactly. Like for instance, how did you feel about Caitlyn Jenner getting like the most bravest, like the Sportsman of the Year award or whatever the fuck?
I wasn't 100% sure what that award was for. Like the award in itself, like who it's given to and what.
I didn't know who they gave to the year before.
No, I
gave it to the year before.
No, I didn't know the award.
Who they gave to this year? No one knows.
I didn't know the award, but I mean the bravest person. I don't think she should have gotten an award for the bravest person. I think it was brave to come out, especially with all like the scrutiny that you get, and like there's so many suicides, and kids unfortunately are the base of it. Like youngins, but
she's the embodiment of that. But the only thing I disagree with that award is because she lives in, super liberal California, with millions and all the resources in the world, as opposed to the transgender in Pakistan, where there's ISIS next door. They want to throw you off a roof. Maybe that guy should have got the award. I don't know. Maybe she should have got the award.
I thought it was brave, but I didn't think it was brave enough for an award like that. And after. I think I looked to see what those awards were actually for. Like,
no one even
gets
knows.
them. No, but it's for like you have like soldiers and people that have done some pretty
but who got it this
brave
year?
Shit.
Who got like the whatever she got, the athletic whatever bullshit.
But I don't think it had to do with athletics. Like I didn't think
it was. It was like an Epsi thing.
I honestly,
it was like the something athlete. I'd have to look it up. I'm talking out of my ass probably, but
we're both talking out of our ass. But I don't feel that she should have gotten an award for that. Maybe like recognition, like go Caitlyn Jenner for doing what I'm trying to say.
It was an athletics award, and she hasn't competed in athletics in 35 years.
For sure, it was an athletics award.
Yes, it's for sure. It's something with athletes. but she hasn't competed
I
in
thought
any.
it was something. Didn't she run against like a soldier or something that like lost a limb?
No. It was yeah, it was a
Oh,
soldier who did athletics too. It was a soldier, I think, who ran marathons.
oh, for fuck's sake! And he didn't win. She won.
I get. Yeah, look it up. Don't
Get the fuck out of
exactly.
here.
What I'm trying to say is, okay, the award ceremony was for athletes. Caitlyn Jenner hasn't competed in the Olympics
these people?
since 1982.
Who nominates these people?
Well, I don't know. The same people who fucking
Who makes like this like final decision? Is it like American Idol? Can you call in?
The same people
and
want to change
vote?
the verbiage on fucking genders. Like, you're not your shit. The same dumb stupid
Say,
fucks.
can you like call in and vote? Like who awards this? Like who says like, oh, this is the person that deserves this shit?
There's a committee and there's like a, you know,
everyone on the committee is a fucking asshole.
Because people do think this is mainstream and it's popular to do. It's like the right thing to do. That's another thing too. Sometimes you jump on board or you don't with certain things. Granted, there's certain things that they're just undeniable. Like, you know, don't be cruel to animals. Watch where your food comes from. Don't be racist. Don't think the earth is flat. You know, like there's things, right? And it's fine. And she came out, and I think she should have got celebrated as a triumph for society to get ahead and get over stupid taboos and bullshit.
Recognized, yes.
They should definitely recognize that.
That's what I'm saying. She's brave in that sense because even though she lives in liberal California and she's super fucking rich, it was also
maybe she inspired some people around the world too.
Was an Olympian, right? And had that focus of these fucking Kardashian chicks. You know, like
I think those bitches turned into a man. I think he was hanging around them too fucking long. And they just made him crazy.
There's something about them. Like they're for whatever reason, like a part of me wants to just like them, not like them to like watch their show, but then the little snippets that I see of these chicks, they do absolutely nothing.
No, those bitches get
and they
crazy.
Have such a huge platform that they can do something positive. The only one that I do like is I think her name is Kendall, but she's like a model, so like she's done like her, you know, she's done her modeling thing.
I have a conspiracy theory on the Kardashians. You want to hear it real quick?
What is it?
I think those crazy bitches made Bruce Jenner, made him crazy and wanted to turn into a woman. I think everyone that's around their lives, they just lose their goddamn minds. So let me give you an example. First, Lamar Odom, right? Mm-hmm. Player for the Lakers. Lamar was great, hitting the playoffs, started dating Chloe.
Mm-hmm. Wow, babe, I'm surprised you even know their names. I'm impressed.
He lied. Okay, fast forward.
I like her though. She's
fast forward. He's OD'd on Viagra, and you know they had to resuscitate him with fucking an Epsom salt bath and like 24 packs of Gatorade. He's in the hospital with an IV tank. They found him in the Bunny Ranch, OD'd. Okay, that's number one. Bruce Jenner. Okay,
it's now Caitlyn Jenner.
He's now Caitlyn Jenner. He's like these chicks drove him to the point. He's like, you know, I'm gonna chop my fucking dick off. No, and who else was it? The most recent one, Kanye West. Kanye West, 20 years ago, College Dropout, best hip hop album, one of the best ever.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, he was losing his mind a little bit, but when he like got with Kim, it just amplified and morphed. Like it amplified times a million, like the crazy. Right? Mm-hmm. Like, it was like a force multiplier. Like, it exponentially, like, whoa, this guy went off the fucking hinges now. Nuts, out of his fucking mind. Anytime someone gets around these fucking bitches, it's like their career ends or they go crazy.
Yeah.
Alex Jones should do something on fucking Kardashians. Maybe something that they do. Of a witchcraft. She got him crazy.
I don't know. There's just
like say it in the dress of Kim Kardashian. Like, all right, sign right here, Rumpelstiltskin. Yeah.
Look, I can't even be mad at them, honestly, because Kim Kardashian made a porn with Ray J.
Where's Ray J now?
I don't even know. Right. And I don't even know how anyone can screw that guy. Did you see that porn, by the way? I did.
Seen it. Shit. Seen it.
He's so obnoxious. He's so obnoxious. That entire video, he kept looking into like the camera. He was like eating her out, looking at the camera. He was like watching himself. I was like, it was really bad. It was a bad video, all in all. But with that, look at the empire that she's built, and everyone else has jumped on it, right? So they don't do anything. Like they don't sing,
No,
they don't dance, they don't do anything. So
no,
now
they do a lot. They do a lot.
Kim Kardashian now has like they all have like their own beauty line. Kim Kardashian has her own line. The other one, what's her name? Fucking Kylie. Kylie has her own line now. Courtney, I think, has one too. And what was the other one?
I don't know.
Chloe.
I don't know what the fucking
And now, like,
Chloe.
the mom, I think, jumped on it too. But this is, like, after the fact. What, the mom?
I like that.
The mom turns you on?
I like that Kardashian gilf. Ooh. No, what they did, though, was a media... What they created was a media company.
Yeah, I'm not even...
They're a media company. It's not that they don't do anything. They do a lot. They just on the surface they don't do anything. But what they're doing is very calculated. They knew what they were fucking doing.
No, they know what they're doing. That's what I'm saying. I'm not mad at them. Like, their mom is a fucking genius. A fucking genius.
Who would you bang out of all the Kardashians? I know this is I shouldn't even ask you this, but if we got like a three-way with the Kardashians up in here, right? Which Kardashian would you invite in this fantasy world of mine?
Kim's the hottest one.
In the fantasy factory. Kim, okay, yeah, Kim. Then we have
Kim. What's your other name? She's just hot.
Chloe.
Chloe's funny. Like I like her. She's the only one that really like says some off the wall shit and calls the other ones out. That other one, Courtney's
what's the one who's married to? He looks like Christian Bale from American Psycho. He's like this. He looks like this Wall Street fucking sociopath. Corny,
but they're not together. He's fucking funny.
What's his name?
Scott.
Scott. I'm a sociopath.
I think it's Scott Disick.
Disick? I don't think that's right.
Oh, I heard he's dating. Fuck. I can't believe I forgot his name right now. Hold on. Lionel Richie's daughter.
I don't know.
Not Nicole Richie, but the other one. You don't know who Lionel Richie is?
I know who Lionel Richie is. I don't know who his daughter is. I'm supposed to know.
I don't. No. He's just dating his daughter. I don't think his daughter does anything.
Oh. Just Lionel.
But now that you mentioned him, yeah, I think he's dating Lionel Richie's daughter now.
I don't know. That's fine. Where we're at in time right now.
We're at 57 minutes.
Holy shit! I'm only supposed to do 20 minutes today. All right. I think that's a wrap. That's a wrap.
Yeah, we came back. I don't know with how much of a comeback.
Call it a comeback. I've been here for years. I'm talking to my peers. That's LL Cool J, you young fucks.
So we're going to do another one on We Don't Know Yet.
It's Sunday sometime this week. We're going to drop the LP. We're going to drop it on you guys sometime this week.
So why are you talking like there's an audience? Why are you talking like there's an audience? It's just you and I.
Now it's just but now we're plugging. We're plugging our shit. Now you can do it.
Now.
Learn the game, baby. Learn the game. Learn how this shit works.
He was bitching at me earlier, saying that not to talk to you guys because it's.
Yeah, because you're not on a talk show. You're just talking to me right now. There's no one in the room. It's just me and you in here right now. This is not like a live audience. This is not Bill Maher where he has like, applause now. No, it's just me.
I would love to have Bill Maher on.
That would be great, right?
Make us big enough so we can have Bill Maher.
You know what? I would love not to do something with a shoebox and have like a real studio one day. That'd be great too. That'd be like some baby steps.
That would be awesome.
Maybe get a second microphone. How about that?
We're on steps. Our bed.
Don't say how we're in the studio.
With really shitty mics. No, we have one mic on top of a
Stop. Don't tell them what the formula. Write it for the book. Right when we drop our book, our humble beginnings.
Oh man!
Don't say anything. Okay, if you have any suggestion topics, any feedback, or if you want to give your opinion on what we just talked about.
Yeah, I would love opinion.
And I'll share it. Now, let me tell you something right now. If you come at me with some bullshit, I'm gonna put you on fucking blast, motherfucker. Get ready. Get fucking ready. I'll tear into that.
What consists of bullshit?
We'll see. All right. Like in Sparta, choose your words carefully. Because you're going to get Sparta kicked in that fucking well if you come at me with some dumbass shit. But if you have something to say that's intelligent, thoughtful, that's profound, that's insightful, by all means, send your opinion. at our
Please
email,
share.
which is
myboyfriendsrants@gmail.com, or you can slide us a DM on Instagram.
slide me a dick pic. What's a DM? Oh,
A
direct message. I don't have Instagram. That's right. I don't know what
Wow.
the fuck that shit means.
You
A
can
dick.
send us.
It's a DM like a dick image.
Oh
A dick
man!
image.
Please don't send us dick pics.
You get one right
No
back.
one wants dick
We'll
pics.
get one right back. I'll fucking send 25 back at you. Dick wars.
Yeah, but you can get us on Instagram at myboyfriendsrants.
Okay, and that's a wrap.
That is. Oh, good night. Any other final words?
That's it. Good night.
That's it.
Good night. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Done.